Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legion support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Auto Collision Specialist, auto body repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitstum Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. See us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected. Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Auto Collision Specialist, auto body repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitstum Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of
And a welcome into LeSueur, Minnesota, sites of the Central Plains Division II American Legion Baseball Tournament. As we get you set here for game number 2 of the day between the Hayes Monarchs and Moose Lake, Minnesota. Welcome in here as we bring you action here. It'll be the second pool play game of the day for the Monarchs. Earlier today, they picked up a win over the Rancho Post 8 Rams, winning 7-2 to move to 1-0 in pool play. So Monarchs will play their second pool play game here against against Moose Lake out of Minnesota, and then the teams Moose Lake and and Rancho Post 8 will play each other tomorrow as we wrap up pool play. So the Monarchs already with a good start here with a 1-0 record in pool play as we're just about set to go. So we'll get to the lineups as we go along as Ryan Reuter, the Monarch lefty, will go into the windup, and his first pitch grounded over to a short where Ricky Hockett is. The throw is in time, just barely in time. Hockett's going to throw out the leadoff man, Teddy Ryan. He's the pitcher for Moose Lake. The Outlaws are 28-18 on the year. So one out as we roll along here. It'll be Brad Fossum, the first baseman, and Chris Carlson, the shortstop for Moose Lake, due up against the Monarchs starter Ryan Reuter. And again, a little quick pregame show, and we roll along here because of the extra inning affair we had earlier before this game that went to 12 that saw a walk-off base hit for the team for Carrington, who ended up beating the team out of Wisconsin. As now quickly here, Ryan Reuter, the Monarch starter, falls behind here. Brad Fossum, 2 balls and no strikes as the Monarchs are the visiting, or are the home team rather, as this one's spoiled back and out of play. And so the count 2 balls and 1 strike for the Monarch starter. Ryan Reuter, the lefty, making his 11th appearance. It's his 6th start on the summer. He's got a 4-2 record as he'll deliver on a pitch that misses up in the zone. And so it's 3 balls and a strike to Brad Fossum. He's the first baseman for this Moose Lake team. And he'll ground this one into the hole between short and third for a base hit. So a good start for Moose Lake with 1 down. And Brad Fossum, their number 2 hitter, and their first baseman is on with a 1-out single. That'll bring up their shortstop, Chris Carlson, for the Monarchs. Chase Romey once again behind the plate with Ryan Shippers at first, Jordan Gottschalk at second, Ricky Hawkins is at short with Braden Worth at third, and then it's Jared Vidstum, Liam Stoltz, and Cameron Schmidt across the outfield. As here's a little blooper caught by Gottschalk at second, and so now 2 down as Carlson is retired on the pop fly. So 2 down here in the Moose Lake Outlaw half of the first inning with Rex Janke, their third baseman, due up. And for Janke, after the postseason there in Minnesota, finishing runner-up, he hit .323 during the postseason as the Monarchs lefty Ryan Reuter delivers on a first pitch ball. So he falls behind Janke. 2 balls, actually it'll be even now as that one's in for a strike. So the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Monarchs a winner earlier today. Also, Iola comes from behind to win as a runner taking off on this pitch. Throw down by Romey, not in time, and that's going to get into the outfield. Stoltz will quickly cut it off, and so a stolen base for Fossum, and then he will take third on the air by Monarch catcher. So 2 down here in the inning, and now Moose Lake, the Outlaws, have a runner at third for Janke. He's behind a ball and 2 strikes. Here's a pitch that's lofted into left field. That's where Jared Vidstum roams, and he'll step back and make the play. So Moose Lake gets a runner on, but Ryan Reuter able to work around it. We played a half an inning. No score. This is Hayes Monarchs American Legion Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romey Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Schumacher and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
No scores. We head to the bottom of the first inning as the Hayes Monarchs will have their leadoff hitter Liam Stoltz, followed by Jared Vidstum and Ryan Shippers, due up to face Teddy Ryan. He's the starter for the Outlaws for Moose Lake. Ryan in the postseason Had 4 appearances, including 3 starts for the Outlaws. Gave up 14 runs, 6 of them earned over 17 and a third innings. Had a 13-10 strikeout to walk ratio as the lefty will face Stoltz, Vidstum, and Shippers due up for the Monarchs. Liam Stoltz 1 for 4 in the win over the Rams from Rancho, post 8. As Ryan delivers on a first pitch strike. And for Liam Stoltz, he's got a 3-game hit streak going now. A 1 pitch fouled into the dirt, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Stoltz had a single in that game with Rancho, post 8. Mentioned 1 for 4 as he waits on the 0-2 pitch from Ryan, and he'll chop this one foul again. Just staying alive. Mentioned earlier today, it was Iola coming from behind to pick up a 17-4 victory as this one's bounced to the plate, and so a count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Monarch leadoff hitter Liam Stoltz. 17-4 for Iola, so the Kansas team's 2-0 so far through a couple of games. Stoltz watches that pitch a little bit inside, and the count now runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes for Iola. They scored 8 in the 4th and 7 in the 5th in a explosion. As here's a grounder to the shortstop, and we're going to get an error on the shortstop as Carlson was charging it, but Chris Carlson couldn't hang on to it, and so Liam Stoltz reaches on the leadoff error. Monarchs, of course, winner 7-2 earlier today to advance, or rather to move to 1-0 in pool play. Jared Vidstum up now for the Monarchs. Vidstum, one of the leading hitters on this tournament, was 3 for 4 in game number 1, so early on putting up good numbers as the first pitch from Ryan called a ball. And Vidstum, who was 3 for 4, had a couple of singles, a double, and 3 runs scored. So here's a throw over to first, but Liam Stoltz not going anywhere. So he's back in time. Vidstum, the left fielder, waits on the pitch from Ryan. I'll hit this one high in the air down the right field line, and coming in to make the play, and then the 2 players collide. The ball's going to hit the ground. Stoltz is going to get to second, and so they're going to have to check on the right fielder and the second baseman as Lample and Whited collided out there, and Whited is still having a little bit of joking out there. It looks like they were they had miscommunication. Both of them ran into each other. That allowed the ball to hit the ground, and then they were pushing and joking out there between the two. So it'll fall in for what ends up being an error as the 2 collide. That time Whited, who came in a long way to get it, did make the catch, or started to make the catch, but they got ran into by the second baseman. So the Monarchs get the first 2 hitters up, or they get them on base, and that'll bring up Ryan Shippers. As the first pitch from Ryan, he's in there for a strike. So Ryan Shippers falls behind, the ball's in a strike. And that one from Teddy Ryan is up in the zone, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Those 2 players who collided out there on the right could have been very dangerous, but both of them were able to get up, and now Shippers goes after that one, lines it right to the left fielder for out number 1. So David Moonen comes in to make the play. And there is 1 down as that one was hit on a line, but right at the left fielder. And there's 1 down here in the inning. That'll bring up the Monarchs' number 4 hitter, Justin Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, the designated hitter. Waits on the first pitch from Teddy Ryan. It's going to be up in the zone. Pfeiffer, 1 for 3. Drove in a run, scored a run, and walked. In that game against the Rams from Rancho, as that one's in there for a strike from Ryan. So it evens the count on a ball and a strike. We've got runners at first and second with one down. That pitch is in there for a strike, and so Ryan ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Monarchs got a couple on after a couple of errors here in this inning, and the pitch is going to be flied into center field, short center, long way, and center fielder's not going to get there. And the Monarchs are going to have the bases loaded as Liam Stoltz got crossed over there at third and ended up on the ground. He got his legs crossed, but that's going to be a 1-out single for Justin Pfeiffer. And so now the Monarchs get a quick meeting at the mound. Monarchs have them loaded with just one down. In the bottom half of the first inning. Monarchs baseball brought to you in part by Spresser Auto Care, Shelter Insurance Agents, Dustin Schumacher and Todd Keller, Bernie's Truck Equipment and Toys for Trucks, and Scott Downing and the staff at Western Beverage. So the Monarchs, good start here. The base is loaded. Got a couple on. One of them on an error by the shortstop, Carlson. Also, Jared Vidstum reached on as a couple of players collide out there into left or into right field, and now after that single, bases are loaded for Braden Worth, the Monarch third baseman. Watches first pitch from Ryan in there for a strike as the lefty goes back to the windup, and here's the 0-1 to Worth, and misses low and away. So count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Braden Worth 1 for 4. A couple of runs driven in and a double in the win over Post 8, the Rams. That pitch low, and it's 2 balls and a strike now to the Monarch 5-hitter Braden Worth. The Monarchs ready with a good start here. The base is loaded. That pitch just foul as it's back to the screen. And the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan into the windup on a 2-2 pitch. The base is loaded, and he bounced it up there. So nowhere to put Braden Worth. So Monarchs have him loaded with 1 down, the bottom half of the first inning. Here's the 3-2, and a bases loaded walk will score the first run of the ball game for the Monarchs as Braden Worth earns a full pitch walk, full count walk rather, on that ball 4. So he will drive in the run. Will be his 3rd RBI already of this tournament, and the Monarchs lead 1-0 as Jordan Gottschalk hacks at the first pitch he sees and fouls that one back into the screen. And he falls behind here, 1 ball and no strikes. Base is still loaded, and Gottschalk swings over the top of that one. So he's quickly in the hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Hit his first home run of the summer. And the win over the Rams from Rancho, Post 8. And here's a chopper back to the pitcher. Ryan will go home for 1, on to first for the 2nd out of the inning. So the Monarchs get a run across on a bases loaded walk, but leave them loaded as we head to the top of the 2nd. Monarchs lead 1-0. This is Hayes Monarch Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidstum Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company. See us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs get a run across in their half of the first inning, lead 1-0 as we head here to the bottom of this second, here of the top of this second inning. Monarchs leading 1-0. We'll see the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Moose Lake Outlaws. Second baseman Wyatt Lample, David Moonen, the left fielder, and Jesse Grandforce, the catcher, due up as this one fouled back to the backstop. Facing the Monarch starter, Ryan Reuter. Gave up a run. Outlaws got a runner to third, but they're able to work around it as the lefty delivers on a pitch that this is a little bit low, and so the count even here at a ball and a strike. Reuter's quickly into the windup. Here's a ball that is lined into the gap into right center field. Stoltz can't track it down. That's going to get down for a base hit. So a leadoff double for Wyatt Lample, the second baseman. David Moonen, the left fielder, up now. In their postseason for they're playing Minnesota. Lample was a .219 hitter, but it's a leadoff double here, and that'll bring up Moonen. Struggled in the tournament, just 0-48. First pitch from Ryan Reuter. It's called a ball. So he falls behind the number 6 hitter. 2 balls now and no strikes as that one misses low. The runner at second is Lample on that leadoff double. And here's a cut on and missed by Moonen, and so it's 2 balls and a strike. Monarchs leading 1-0. Here's the 2-1 offering, and cut on and missed again. So back-to-back swinging strikes for Ryan Reuter. Evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball that's bounced foul. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs leading 1-0. A bases loaded walk. Here's the 2-2 and a breaking ball called strike 3. So the first strikeout of the ball game for the Monarchs starter, Ryan Reuter. Mentioned Reuter making his 6th start of the year with a 4-2 record and 42 2/3 innings. First pitch to the number 7 hitter, Jesse Grandforce. The catcher is up. That's a ball and no strikes. Runner at second. 1 down here in the top of the second inning. Another pitch that's low. Romy lost it for a moment, but able to get it back in the count even. The count runs to 2 balls and no strikes for Reuter. At a .82 ERA. Won his last outing against Donovan County in that state tournament. And now he falls behind Grandforce. 3 balls and no strikes. That's just 12 walks on the summer, as this one is in there for a strike, and so he battles back. That's 3 balls and a strike to the catcher Grandforce with Whited on deck. 3-2 pitch inside, and he'll put a man on. So runners at first and second now. Still just 1 out. And that'll bring up Jody Whited, the right fielder. Still just 1 down here in the inning. His first pitch to Whited in for us, or rather inside for a ball, and Romy had to track that one down as it got away from him. Runners stay put and still at first and second. Reader, the lefty, will come set into the plate. Delivers on a strike. Even the count here at a ball and a strike. Runners on it. First and second after a leadoff double and a one-out walk. That pitch will bounce up there. So it's 2 balls and a strike. To the number 8 hitter, Joey Whitehead. Leader will look back at second, and this one fouled, shot at the plate by Whitehead. The count remains here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Opponent's hitting just 192 against Reader on the summer. So he comes set, another check at second, and the 2-2 pitch cut on and missed, and a second strikeout of the inning for Ryan Reuter, and they're 2 down now in the inning. And that'll bring up Hunter Halverson, the center fielder. Halverson, righty, waits on the first pitch from Reuter. It is delivered on a strike. So 2 down here. Reuter trying to work out of some trouble with a runner on at second, another on at first. Check to second, and then the off-speed pitch will miss away. And evens the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Monarchs got a run across as this one's fouled back into the screen. Monarchs got a run across in their half of the first, lead 1-0. 2 down here in this top of the second inning. The Outlaws do have a runner out at second, runner on at first as well. Raiders pitch, another breaking ball. Called a ball. It's a count, 2 balls and 2 strikes, so 2 down. Reader delivers on the 2-2 pitch. This is flied into right center field. Stoltz over. He'll make the play for the final out of the inning. So a couple on for Moose Lake, but Ryan Reuter able to work around it, and the Monarchs still lead 1-0. This is Monarch Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Western Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Monarchs leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Monarchs with their 7, 8, 9 hitters of Chase Romy, Cameron Schmidt, and Ricky Hockett due up to face Teddy Ryan, the starter for the Moose Lake Outlaws. Monarchs American Legion Baseball brought to you in part by the CPAs at Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Romy Agency, Vitstum Commercial Flooring, and Home Field Siding and Windows of Hayes. The Monarchs with Romy, Schmidt, and Hockett, the bottom third of their order, due up. Romy 0 for 3 in the game against Rancho Post 8 as the first pitch misses high and away from Teddy Ryan. Deliver here on the 1-0 pitch. Out in front of that one is Romy, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Romy with 3 strikeouts in the win over the Rams, that opening round game. And he'll line this one back up the middle off the end of the pitcher's glove. Throw on to first is just in time. Romy tried to beat it out as the second baseman Lample able to get to it, but Romy just couldn't quite beat it out. And so there's one down here in the Monarch half of the second inning. That'll bring up Cameron Schmidt, the right fielder. Cameron did not bat in the ball game against the Rams, but he did turn in another solid outing as he picked up the victory with a full 7 on the mound. So he'll make his first plate appearance of the tournament, and he hits this one out of play down this first base line. So he's behind here in the count. No balls and a strike. Pitch from Teddy Ryan, ground to third. That's where Janke is, and a good scoop and a throw over, and quickly 2 down here in the Monarch half of the second inning. And that'll bring up their number 9 hitter, or the shortstop, Ricky Hockett. Hockett went 1 for 4 with a strikeout in the opener against Rancho. And the first pitch misses high and away from Teddy Ryan. Hockett on the summer, a .288 hitter. As Ryan delivers on a strike to even the count here at a 1 ball and a 1 strike. Monarchs leading 1-0. Got their run back in the first inning. 2 outs here in the second. This is a line drive, and a diving attempt comes up short by Carlson. And so a 2-out single for the number 9 hitter, Ricky Hockett. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Liam Stoltz. Stoltz reached on an error, came around to score on that bases loaded walk back in the first inning. Trying to get something started here in the second inning with 2 down. Ryan long look over to first and delivers on a first pitch strike. Stoltz coming around to score last time. It's his 39th run of the summer. Here's a fly ball and a right center field. Center fielder ranging over, and Halverson will make the catch as the Monarchs are retired in the second inning. We'll head to the top of the third. Monarchs still leading 1-0. This is Hayes Monarch Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets, woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Bitston Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs in the third inning. Their starter Ryan Reuter will face the leadoff hitter for Moose Lake. So they'll face the leadoff hitter, followed by the 2 and 3 hitters. So Teddy Ryan, the pitcher, will lead it off. Brad Fossum, the first baseman, and Chris Carlson, the shortstop, due up in this half of the third inning. In the top half of the third inning. Monarchs leading 1-0. Reuter on the first pitch is in there for a strike. The shortstop, leadoff hitter Teddy Ryan. Riding it out to Ricky Hockett to lead off the ball game. And now that pitch a little bit low, and so the count even here at a 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch from Ryan Reuter is flied into short left field. Right there is Jared Vinston to make the play, and there's 1 down. He might have had to take a couple of steps in to retire the leadoff man, Teddy Ryan, for the first out of the third inning. That'll bring up Brad Fossum. He reached on a single back in the first inning, stole second, went to third on the throwing error by the catcher, Romy, as his pickoff attempt went into center field. That first pitch from Ryan Reuter has called a ball, a little bit low. But for Fossum, he was stranded back at third base in that first inning. Now Reuter falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes. So that pitch a little bit wide as well. So here comes the 2-0 offering from Reuter. There's a strike. That's 2 balls and a strike. Reuter with a couple of strikeouts in the second inning. And that pitch is going to be ball 4. So that'll bring up the shortstop, Brad Fossum. Or rather, the shortstop, Chris Carlson, as Fossum is on at first. Carlson, shortstop, popped out to the second baseman. There's a chopper back to Reuter at first. He'll go to Hockett at short, but they can't quite double him up. And so on the fielder's choice, Carlson will be on at first base, but with 2 down now. Monarchs still leading 1-0. That'll bring up the third baseman, Rex Janke. So he waits on the pitch from Reuter as a runner leads from first. Pitch misses a little bit high and away. So Reuter falls behind, 1 ball and no strikes. Quick throw over. They've got him off of first. Throw down by Shippers, and it's going to go into left field. That's going to get all the way to left field where Vidstam will track it down. And so that time, runner will take second, Carlson. And then the throwing error by the first baseman, Shippers, will allow Carlson to go to third. So for the second inning out of the last 3, an error puts a runner at third for Moose Lake. There's a breaking ball that's in there for a strike to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to the third baseman, Janke, with 2 down. This one bounced and blocked up nicely by Chase Romy. The runner over there at third, he was able to keep that one at the plate. And so it's 2 balls and a strike now. Reuter trying to keep that runner at third. Here's the 2-1 and cut on and missed by Janke. And so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the runner on at third and 2 down. Top half of the third. Here's a little pop fly. It's going to be out into right field and barehanded by Gottschalk. Then he threw it away. That allowed the run to score. He was going to come in and score on that little flare to right field anyway. And so a run's going to be driven in by Janke on a little 2-out blooper that got down for a base hit out there into right field. Just a little flare out there, and Gottschalk tried to play it off the bounce. Barehanded it, but didn't have a throw to beat Janke, and then it got away from the first baseman. But as that first pitch is in there for a strike to Wyatt Lample, the second baseman. So Janke on after the single. And Lample even now as that pitch misses a little bit inside. It evens the count at a ball and a strike. Suddenly, really the first time all day, beginning to shine. As that pitch will be called a ball. And so it's 2 balls and a strike from Ryan Reuter. He delivers on the 2-1. That one's fouled back and got a piece of the home plate umpire. So Chaser Romeo will walk the ball back out to Reuter to give the home plate umpire a little bit of a break here on a 2-2 count. Monarch baseball brought to you in part by APAC of Hayes, Carrico Implement in Hayes and Beloit and Ellsworth, Daylight Donuts on 8th Street, and Advanced Insulation and Coatings. Reuter with a 2-2 pitch. That one's into the dirt. And so the count will run full to Lample. Number 5 hitter for Moose Lake. All tied at 1. Here's another throw over. Block over there at first base by Ryan Shippers as Reuter kind of bounced that one over the opposite side of the base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. This will be flied into center field. Liam Stoltz coming on. drifting to the left field, but makes the play. So one across for Moose Lake. Their half of the inning. We head to the bottom of the third, all tied at 1. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. Car Road on the corner of 13th and Vine Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Dustin Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
All knotted up here at 1 as we head to the Monarch half of the third inning. Lake got a run back in the top of the third to tie this ball game at 1. For the Monarchs, Jared Vinston will lead it off. Ryan Shippers and Justin Pfeiffer due up here in this half inning. So the Monarchs get a run across in the first inning. Liam Stoltz reached on an error, eventually came in to score on the Braden Worth base hit. That tied this, or that put the Monarchs ahead 1-0. Moose Lake, top half of this inning, tied the ball game, and now Vinston rolls the first pitch he sees over to third. Janke will throw it on in time for the first out of the inning. So Vinston grounds out on the very first pitch he sees. And there's one down. We'll see Ryan Shippers. Ryan's had himself quite a quite a tournament here today. Goes 1 for 2, drove in a couple of runs, and walked and scored a run as well. Drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game against the Rams out of Nevada. Couple of RBI singles, and now waits on the first pitch here from Teddy Ryan. The lefty will miss outside. Shippers is just 3 of 13 in the state tournament. Having a good tournament here. This is going to be a long line drive. It's going to get all the way to the wall into left center field. The center fielder will field it and fire it back in, but it is a 1-out double for Ryan Shippers. And that ball was absolutely smoked into the gap into left center field. So Shippers on here on the 1-out double as the Monarchs have their designated hitter Justin Pfeiffer to the plate. And for Ryan Shippers, he now has 3 hits in just a couple of games here at the tournament as Pfeiffer will foul this one into the dugout down the first base line, occupied by Moose Lake. Actually sit right above them, right above their dugout down the first base line. 1 from Ryan is in there for a strike, and so designated hitter Pfeiffer quickly in the hole here. No balls and 2 strikes as Shippers will lead from first. Ryan will come to the plate, and a strikeout. For out number 1 as the catcher tags Pfeiffer, and so for out number 2 rather. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Ryan, and with the Monarchs now with 2 down, still down a runner out at second is Ryan Shippers as Braden Worth, the third baseman, up now. And Worth goes after the first pitch he sees and will foul this one back and out of play. He walked in the game's first run, drove bases loaded walk back in the first inning. Since then, Moose Lake has tied it up at 1 run apiece here. So we're working to the third. Ryan's pitch a little bit low and inside that time. So it will even the count at a ball and a strike. This one grounded to the shortstop. Carlson will throw it on to first. So the Monarchs get a run around at second, but unable to do anything with it. Still tied at 1. So we head to the top of the 4th. Hayes Monarch baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Victim Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downey Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Moose Lake will lead it off with their number 6 hitter, David Moonen. Number 7 hitter, Jesse Grandforce. And then the number 8 hitter, Joey Whited, due up here to face Ryan Reuter, the Hayes Monarchs starter. Giving up a run on 3 hits. Yeah, stranded 4. Including here back in the 3rd inning was a runner off, but that's when Moose Lake out there running across to tie the ball game as the first pitch swinging is Moonen. He's out in front of that one. He pulls it down the third base line. Monarchs, the run across in their half of the first inning. Take a 1-0 lead, but Moose Lake got it back in the 3rd as we are all tied up here as we play in the 4th. That one delivered high and away, and the count is 1-1 strike. To the left fielder, Moonen struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. So 0 for 1 as he cuts and misses at that one. So Reuter ahead here in the count. Trying to get a strikeout. On the pitch, the breaking ball. That one evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's called a ball. So here's the 2-2 from Reuter. It's going to be flied down the right field line, and Schmidt can't make the play over there. Long run for Cameron into foul territory. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schmidt, of course, got the start on the mound for the Monarchs in game 1. Now he's out into right field here for Ryan Reuter, who got the start in right field in game 1. So they just switch positions. The 2-2. Another foul ball. This one is going to be out of play behind home plate as well. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a good battle here between Moonen and the Monarchs starter Ryan Reuter. The lefty into the windup on the 2-2 pitch. And this one's going to be fouled out of play again. Back behind the Outlaws dugout down the first base line. Reuter has the ball, and he's ready to go on the 2-2, and he struck him out. Bounced up there. Hope they'll say that Romy didn't catch it, so that's the 2nd strikeout for Ryan Reuter. Actually make it the 3rd strikeout now for Reuter. Moonen has struck out twice, and there's 1 down at the top of the 4th inning. First pitch is a strike to Jesse Grandforce, the catcher. Batting a left-handed here as he waits on the pitch. That's in there for a strike. So Grandforce falls behind as Reuter jumps in here ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Still a foul ball. Backing out of play. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Catcher Grandforce with White in the on-deck circle. 1 out here in the 4th inning. Reuter into the windup, and he'll miss high. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Reuter wastes little time. As soon as he gets the ball, he was ready to go on the 1-2, and he struck him out on a breaking ball. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the fourth inning for Ryan Reuter, and there are 2 down. He's got his 4th strikeout of the ball game. That'll bring up Joey Whited, the right fielder. First pitch is swinging, lifting this one into center. Long run for Stoltz, and it's going to get down over his head. Liam then slipped into center field, and that's going to be a double for Whited. Stoltz just couldn't quite track that one down, just did get over his head. And the wind is carrying out at center field now. So a 2-out double for Whited will bring up the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Hunter Halverson. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to Stoltz back in the second inning, and the first pitch from Reuter is called a ball, and so he's behind here. 1 ball and no strikes. Reuter comes set, and this one is flied into right field. Schmidt on the run will make the play. Monarchs and Outlaws still tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet of Hayes and Vitston Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs will lead it off with their number 6, 7, and 8 hitters here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jordan Gottschalk, second baseman, will lead it off, followed by the catcher Chase Romey and Cameron Schmidt. The right fielder due up here for the Monarchs. Gottschalk grounded out into an ending inning double play back in the first inning. And he is 0 for 1. Yesterday, Gottschalk earlier today, was 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run. And scored a run, of course, on the home run as the first pitch from the pitcher Teddy Ryan in there for a strike. It's the lefty into the windup, and Gottschalk will foul this one, backing out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes to the Monarch second baseman Jordan Gottschalk. 0 for 1 so far in this game with the Outlaws, and Ryan's pitch misses away. And so it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan, the lefty, into the windup on the 1-2. Gottschalk again pushed this one up, and it will get back and out of play. It just does get out of play down that first base line. And the count's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Jordan Gottschalk. 1-2. Gottschalk will chop this one to third. Janke with a quick field throw on is just in time. So 1 down as Gottschalk grounds out for the first out here at the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Chase Romey, the catcher. Chase 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman. To lead off the second inning. And Ryan's first pitch to Romey is high and tight. So Chase Romey, the catcher. And the count here, a ball and no strikes. He cuts and misses over the top of that one. So the count even here at 1 ball and 1 strike, with Cameron Schmidt waiting in the on-deck circle for the Monarchs. Teddy Ryan with that 1-1 delivery. This is going to be flied into right field, and coming on to make it in the right center field is the shortstop Halverson. And so 2 down here in the Monarch half of the 4th, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Cameron Schmidt. Cameron 0 for 1. Rounded out to the third baseman, Janke, back in that second inning. As the sun dips back behind the clouds, Ryan delivers on a first pitch strike to the Monarch number 8 hitter, Cameron Schmidt. Cameron has a limited sample size at the plate as he'll pull this one just fair down the third base line. He's looking for 2 as he takes a big turn at second, and he's going to be in with a double. So Cameron Schmidt with a double, his first of the summer. And the Monarchs have a 2-out double and a run in scoring position for Ricky Hockett, the shortstop. For Cameron Schmidt, that was just his 3rd hit of the summer. Now 3 of 13, but it's a 2-out double. And it puts a run in scoring position here for the Monarchs. First pitch to Ricky Hockett is a little bit low. So the count, 1 ball and no strikes to Hockett, the shortstop for the Monarchs. 0 for 1. And he swings and misses over the top of that one. Rather, he's 1 for 1. Had a single back in the second inning, but was stranded at first. Schmidt leads from second, and Hockett will pull this one down the left field line. That's going to get over the head of the left fielder, and Schmidt will come in and score on the RBI double for Ricky Hockett as the Monarchs take a 2-1 lead. So Hockett delivers on an RBI double. And the Monarchs back on top now, 2-1. As we go back to the top of the order, we're going to see a meeting at the mound, and we're going to have a pitching change for Moose Lake. So the Monarchs leading 2-1, and we've got a pitching change. We'll take the break, tell you about the new pitcher next. This is Hayes Monarchs American Legion Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Outlaws from Moose Lake will be David Moonen, making his 4th appearance of the postseason as he replaces Teddy Ryan. And Ryan will go back out of the outfield. I believe he'll go to left field where Moonen came from. So Moonen in to pitch now for the Outlaws. And the first pitch gets away from the catcher. That'll go all the way to the backstop, and that allows the Monarchs shortstop Ricky Hockett on the wild pitch to go to third. So Hockett could score here on a base hit by Liam Stoltz, who is 0 for 2, reached on an error and came around to score back in the first inning. There's the 1-0 from Moonen. And missed a low away, so 2 balls now and no strikes to the Monarch leadoff hitter, Liam Stoltz. Moonen, the righty, delivers on the pitch that is fouled back and out of play. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Moonen making his 4th appearance of the postseason, 10 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Does have 11 strikeouts and just 3 walks, as this one by Stoltz is going to be pulled, or rather shot foul down the first base line and out of play. count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the Monarch leadoff hitter, Liam Stoltz, and this one will bounce away from the catcher. But Hockett unable to come in and score, so the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure it bounced far enough away from Granfers, the catcher, that would allow Hockett, who stands at third, to come in and score. So with 2 down here, it's a 3-2 count. The Monarch leadoff hitter, Liam Stoltz. He'll poke this one into the gap into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That'll score a run on an RBI double for Liam Stoltz. And it's 3 straight doubles for the Monarchs, as they scored 2 so far in this inning and have a 3-1 lead. So the RBI double, and now we're going to have another visit to the mound as the Monarchs played another run as Ricky Hockett came in to score. They now lead 3-1. Just a quick chat at the mound, and it looks like we're ready to go here with the Monarchs left fielder and number 2 hitter Jared Vinstum to the plate with 2 down. Cameron Schmidt started this all off with a double. He came around to score on the RBI double by Ricky Hockett, who came in to score on the RBI double for Liam Stoltz. So Stoltz out there at second. Here's the pitch from Moonen, and he delivers on a first pitch strike to the Monarch left fielder Jared Vinstum. He reached on an air back of the first, grounded out in the third inning. 0-1 from Moonen is ripped into center field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Liam Stoltz. Throw cut off and not in time. And Jared Vinstum drives in a run. So the Monarchs with 3 across in their half of the 4th inning, and now lead 4-1. 3 straight RBI base hits for the Hayes Monarchs. An RBI single for Jared Vinstum, and the Monarchs with 4 straight hits, all with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Brian Shippers, the first baseman. And he goes after the first pitch he sees. He lofts this one into right field down the line, and over to make the play is Whited, but the Monarchs do their damage. They score 3 here in the 4th, lead 4-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. After this is Hayes Monarch baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Western Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Schumacher and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vinstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric, for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Hayes Monarchs play 3 in their half of the 4th inning, lead 4-1 as we head to the top of the 5th. Due up for the Moose Lake Outlaws, we'll see leadoff hitter Teddy Ryan, Brad Fossum, and Chris Carlson all due up here to face Ryan Reuter, the Monarch left-handed starter, who delivers on a pitch that will miss away for ball number 1. So the Monarchs, another big inning. This time they play 3 and lead 4-1. Here's a chopper to Gottschalk at second, bobbled it, now picks it up and not in time. So that's going to be an error on the second baseman at Gottschalk. And that will be the second, now third error of the ball game on the Monarchs. Something they didn't do a lot of coming in, but that will be a leadoff error on Gottschalk. So now a runner on as Reuter will come to the plate, and the first pitch is a strike to Brad Fossum. The first baseman for the Outlaws, 1 for 2 in the ball game, had a single back in the first. Quick throw over, but back in time is Ryan. With Fossum and Carlson due up. Here's the pitch to Fossum. Got away from Romy, and the runner will go down to second. It's going to be a passed ball on Romy, and it looked like he got a little bit crossed up that time. Thought he was going to get a fastball from Reuter. Instead got a breaking ball, and he got crossed up, and now runner out at second. That one high. Good stab that time, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Reuter will come to the plate and foul back to the screen. So the count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the runner on at second. So Ryan, the leadoff man here in the 5th, reached down an air. Breaking ball hammered right back past a diving Ricky Hockett. It hit off of his glove. Wide turnover here at first for Fossum, but he'll stay. So runners at the corners, and Hockett was just about an inch away from bringing in that on a diving stab. But instead, it's a single, and now runners at the corners here for the Outlaws. With Chris Carlson, the shortstop, up now. Monarchs have that 4-1 lead. Reuter will come to the plate, and that one is in for strike number 1 to Carlson, the shortstop. 0 for 2, popped out to the second baseman, got shot, got a breaking ball. Without this one, back to the screen. And so the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Carlson also reached on a fielder's choice, came around to score back in that 3rd inning. Runner off and going as the ball gets away from Romy. He'll throw it down to Reuter, but not in time. Now the runner heading to 3rd. And so on a passed ball, Moose Lake's going to score a run and then get the runner all the way to 3rd on some heads-up base running. So Moose Lake will get a run back, and it's 4-2. They score on the passed ball, and now now just 1 runner on at 3rd for Rex Janke. Janke, the 3rd baseman. Waits on that pitch, and he'll drive it into left center field for a base hit, and so another run will come in and score. And there's still 1 down here in the inning. Fossum comes in to score on that base hit, 2 across. Now we get a quick timeout. So the Monarchs will have a mound visit. Coach Zimmerman will make his way to the mound. Monarch Baseball brought to you in part by AccuSpray owner Jeremy Zorn, former insurance agent Travis Adams, Jeff Pinking Accounting of Ellison Hayes, also brought to you in part by Kevin Schumacher Construction, Aflac insurance agent Sean Schwartz, and Teal's Trucks. So the Monarchs lead is now just 1 as there's 2 across here for the Outlaws. They're half of the 5th inning as the Monarchs lead 4-3. And up now is Lample, the second baseman. And the pitch from Reuter misses a wide. And he falls behind Lample, a ball and no strikes as the runner leads from first. There's a pitch that just a little bit low, and so it's 2 balls and no strikes. And here's a line drive pulled foul down the 3rd base line. So it's 2 balls and a strike. As Charlie Adamczak is the one who's in to run at first base for Janke. And Reuter delivers a breaking ball that is in there for a strike. And so not even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One down here, top half of the 5th inning, already 2 across for Moose Lake. And now the count will run full as that ball is up in the zone from Reuter. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 down, Adamczak will lead from first. Little chopper. That will be foul down the third base line. All got started when Ryan reached on the air by Gottschalk at second. Fossum then came around to Fossum also reached on a single, but it was a couple of passed balls that allowed Ryan to get into scoring position. And now here's a line drive that's going to get down and roll all the way to the warning track out in left center, cut off by Vidstum. And they will hold the runner at second and third on a 2-out double, or I would make it a 1-out double here for Wyatt Lample. And it looks like that's going to do it for the Monarchs starter, Ryan Reuter, as we see Coach Schumacher coming to the mound. And so we're going to have a pitching change here in the 5th inning as the Monarch pitcher will be Braden Worth. So let's go ahead and pause for a quick timeout. We'll tell you about the new pitcher next for the Monarchs as Moose Lake threatening here on the top of the 5th. Monarchs still the 1-run lead, but it's getting tight here in the 5th. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Flag, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims just today. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidstum Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Braden Worth is the new Hayes Monarch pitcher. He will replace Ryan Reuter, as Reuter will go to right field. Joe Walters comes into play second, and shifting over to third is Jordan Gottschalk. So that's the changes here for the Monarchs in the 5th inning with just 1 out. And runners at second and third for the Moose Lake Outlaws after the double by Wyatt Lample. And it is Braden Worth in relief as he'll go to the windup with the first pitch a little bit low to the number 6 hitter David Moonen for Moose Lake. Here's a nice pitch that is cut on and missed, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Braden Worth making his 11th appearance, all but 1 in relief as he peers over that glove and will go into the windup, and it's fouled back and into the screen, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Worth with 1 out here trying to work out of a jam and preserve a Monarch lead as they lead 4-3, but they've got the tying and go-ahead run out there at second and third. Here's a base hit, and that's going to tie the ball game as they'll hold the runner. And so it's all knotted up here now at 4 as the runner Adamczak comes in to score. He was the courtesy runner, came in to run for Janke, the third baseman. Lample will go to third on the RBI single for David Moonen. And there's still just 1 out in the 5th inning with Jesse Granfers, the catcher, up now as there's runners at the corners. And still just 1 down. Worth delivers, and Granford will foul this one back into the screen. So 3 across in the 5th inning for Moose Lake as the Outlaws answer the Monarchs' 3 spot in the 4th inning. And we are all knotted up once again at 4 this time. Worth the 0-1 and fouled back again to the screen by the catcher. And Jesse Grandforce 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Walk back in the second inning. So runners to the corners here. Still just one down. But an 0-2 count for Braden Worth, who takes a look over at first. Now comes set and delivers, and it's fouled back into the fence again. Behind home plate, so still no balls and 2 strikes count. To Grandforce, the pitcher, or rather the catcher, is Worth. Again comes set. Runners in the corners here. And just one down. Worth will come to the plate on a breaking ball. Grounded, and that's going to be into right field for a base hit. The go-ahead run will come in and score, and now Moose Lake has runners at the corners as Grandforce will deliver on an RBI single. Not allowed Moonen to go to third, and runners still at the corners with one down. That one was hit perfectly right where the second baseman Walters would have been, but the hit and run was on. And so he was covering second, and that allowed the ball to get into right field. And now Moose Lake has a 5-4 lead as they've scored 4 this half of the inning. Worth will come to the plate on the first pitch to Joey Whited. It's the 8th hitter to come to the plate in this half inning for the Outlaws. Worth with runners at the corners. Delivers on a pitch that's fouled back to the screen. Whited doubled back in the 4th. Struck out in the 2nd. 0 for 2 in the ball game. So Worth trying to battle back here with a 1-1 count and just one down in the inning. There's a breaking ball that's in there for a strike. So Worth now ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Worth will come set. Checks the runners. And fouled back to the screen as Whited just barely does get a piece of that one. And the count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the 1 down. 4 across for the Outlaws as they lead 5-4. Quick throw over to first. But back the head first dive is Grandforce over here at first base. Worth on a quick delivery, fouled back to the screen. So Whited hanging tough here. Well, the runner scoring position on at third. Runners at the corners here. A 1-2 count and just 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. 4 across for Moose Lake. And this one fouled back and out of play down that first base line and over top of the press box down the first base line. And it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Worth in relief of Ryan Reuter, who's responsible for 5 runs so far in the ball game. Reuter will come set. Checks the runners. And the pitch is going to be popped up on the infield. And it is Braden Worth who will make the play. Braden, of course, in it. Pitcher to retire the second out of the inning on a pop fly in the infield. So 2 down now. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Hunter Halverson. Halverson trying to add to this lead. Braden Worth comes set here. Runner still at the corners, but 2 down now. This one is skied into left center field. Long run. Vitztum ain't going to get there. 1 run will come in and scores. It's down an RBI single. Here comes another runner, and just like that, 2 more across for Moose Lake. And they add to their lead. So they put up 6 in this half of the fifth inning and leads 7-4. So a two-run double for Halverson. Scores two more. And a 6-run inning for the Outlaws from Moose Lake. First pitch swinging is the shortstop Ryan, or the outfielder Ryan. That's going right back up the middle. Here's a throw from center field. They're not going to get the runner home, and that is the 7th run across as Halverson will score from second. And the lead is now 8-4 in favor of Moose Lake. On the RBI single for Ryan as the Outlaws bat around here in this half of the fifth inning. And the pitch from Worth is in there for a strike. So 7 across in this half of the inning for Moose Lake. Little off-speed pitch, grounded past Gottschalk at third. That's going to go out into left field, and that's going to allow another run to score. And Hockett may be a little bit slow to get up. He's in the outfield grass, trying to dive to make a play. And he's still a little slow to get up out there. And so another run comes home to score as Ryan will score from second. And Moose Lake plates the 8th run of the inning, and they now lead 9-4. Runner at the first base bag is Fossum, who just drove in that run. That first pitch from Worth fouled out of play. So it's no balls and a strike. Worth delivers again, and this one's fouled back and out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes here. 2 down in the inning. But again, 8 across for Moose Lake, and they lead 9-4. Brad Fossum's on at first base after driving in a run. Worth waits for the timeout at the plate. Now he'll come set and deliver on the pitch. This one's going to be flied into right center field. Liam Stoltz will make the play, but the damage done. Moose Lake plates 8 in their half of the inning. They lead 9-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Part of one of Hayes and Custom Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Moose Lake scores 8 in their half of the 5th inning. They lead the Hayes Monarchs 9-4. They had 7 hits in the inning, take advantage of an error on strand 1, and lead the Monarchs now 9-4. Monarchs had jumped out to a 4-1 lead, but Moose Lake comes right back and scores 8 in their half of the 5th inning. So the Monarchs here in the bottom of the 5th will have Ryan Shippers to lead it off. Justin Pfeiffer and Braden Worth due up here in the bottom of the fifth. So the Monarchs need to chip away here, trailing by 5. First pitch from the pitcher, Moonen, is called a ball. That one a little bit wide, and now this one fouled back to the screen. As Ryan Reuter is at the plate, and he will pop this one out to the second baseman, who was out into shallow center field. So Reuter came in for the designated hitter spot for Justin Pfeiffer, and Reuter pops out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. And now Braden Worth up. The first pitch from Moonen is called a ball, so Worth ahead in the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. So it's Worth and Gottschalk due up here for the Monarchs. That pitch from Moonen misses away. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. The Monarch, Braden Worth, who takes that pitch inside as well. And it's 3 balls now and no strikes. Monarchs trailing by 5 at 9-4. After giving up 8, their top half of the 5th inning. Taking all the way that time is Worth. And so it's 3 balls and a strike. Worth 0 for 1. Walked in the game's first run. And I'll foul this one back to the screen, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs get 1 in the first. Score 3 in the fourth. But Moose Lake answers with 8 in their half of the 5th. This ball bounced to the plate, and the second walk of the ball game allowed to Braden Worth. Hayes Monarchs baseball brought to you in part by Arby's off of I-70 in Hayes. See in our landscaping and on our storage, we'll furniture galleries. Also brought to you in part by ASC Portables, owner Lance Armbruster, Precision Valley Golf and Bike, and Kansas Land Tire of Hayes. Up next here for the Monarchs is Jordan Gottschalk. He cuts and misses over the top from the first offering from Moonen. Gottschalk over 2, couple of ground outs, including grounded into a double play back in the first inning. Random will come set and deliver on a strike. And so Gottschalk quickly in the hole. 0 balls and 2 strikes. Worth, now the pitcher on at first after the walk, and Gottschalk will foul this one back and out of play. Chaser Romy waiting in the on-deck circle. 1 out here in the Monarch half of this 5th inning. Monarchs trailing by 5 at 9-4. Moonen will come set and deliver the pitch. Gottschalk chops this one to second. Lample will go to the short for 1, and Carlson rifles him on for the double play to end the Monarch threat in the 5th inning. We'll head to the top of the 6th with the Moose Lake leading 9-4. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
Hayes Monarchs baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Service, the leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarch. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
After scoring 8 in their half of the 5th inning, Moose Lake leads 9-4 over the Hayes Monarchs. Back into Sora, Minnesota, as Ricky Hockett makes his first appearance of the postseason for the Monarchs here in this regional tournament. Hockett will come on and pitch, and they will move Braden Worth to shortstop. So just an inning for Braden Worth. We'll move over to third base. So the new pitcher is Ricky Hockett for the Hayes Monarchs. And he will face Rex Janke, a third baseman, Wyatt Lample, the second baseman, and David Moonen, the pitcher, due up here. And the first pitch from Hockett misses inside. So Hockett behind a ball and no strikes. Here's a pitch fouled back to the screen. And so the count now 1 and 1 strike. Worth will just go 2/3 of an inning. As that pitch misses low and away, and so it's 2 balls and a strike. Reader, the starter, goes 4 1/3. Just a 2/3 of an inning as Hockett misses wide of the strike zone, and he is now behind 3 balls and a strike to Janke, the leadoff hitter, and he lost it. So a leadoff walk given to Rex Janke, the Outlaws' third baseman. That'll bring up Wyatt Lample. Janke, by the way, now 2 for 3 with a walk and a couple of singles. Wyatt Lample, 2 for 3, couple of doubles and a run scored as he shows bunt. Hockett will come to the plate. This is going to be lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. And so, first couple of runners on here for Moose Lake in the 6th inning. It's David Moonen, the pitcher, up now. Moonen 1 for 3, couple of strikeouts, had an RBI single back in the 5th inning. Ricky Hockett making his 11th appearance. 31 innings pitched, the 1.36 ERA, and he comes high and tight, and backing out of the way is Moonen. He had to lean out of the way of that one. So Hockett struggling here with his command early as he falls behind Moonen, and now he'll deliver on a strike and even the count at a ball and a strike. So 8 across in the 5th inning for Moose Lake. That was the big difference in the big inning for them as they lead 9-4. Hockett takes a look down to second. He'll come to the plate, fouled back to the screen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Hockett, as opponents hitting 186 against him. And we'll come to the plate on a 1-2 pitch that's fouled back and out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Hockett comes set. Looks at the runner Janke out at second. Out of the plate. There's a ball that is ripped right back up the middle for a base hit. Stoltz quickly up and will hit the cutoff man to load the bases with nobody out in the 6th inning. So a double and then back-to-back single given up by Ricky Hockett. And Moose Lake has the bases loaded for a 2nd inning in a row. Moose Lake scored 8 in their half of the 5th inning and lead the Monarchs 9-4. So we play here on the top of the 6th inning. Now left-handed hitting catcher Grant Force to the plate. The first pitch from Hockett is up in the zone. Monarchs 1-0 here in pool play. They defeated Rancho Post 8 earlier today, but as that ball bounces up there, Hockett falls behind evens the count here, a ball and a strike. Monarchs behind 9-4 to Moose Lake. Hockett into the full windup now and delivers on a strike. So he's ahead here, 1 ball and 2 strikes, but nobody down and the bases loaded for the Outlaws from Moose Lake, and they lead by 5. Here's a ground ball to second. Walters fields on to Worth, who bounces it to first. That's going to allow 1 run to score. Here comes the second runner in, and so 2 more across for Moose Lake. And their lead now grows to 6, or rather grows to 7 now at 11-4. As there's a couple of runners across here. On the fielder's choice, that allows 2 runs to come in and score. We got a timeout here for new runner into the ball game. And up next is Joey Whited. Socket will come set and deliver on a first pitch strike. That's 2 across in the inning. Now a throw over to first, and diving back in time is Hunter Lake. He is in to run. The 1 down here in the inning. That one is fouled back and out of play. Runner leads from first is Lake. The pitch to Whited. Chop to third. Gottschalk fields and will throw out, and the Shippers can't haul it in. That was a throw that pulled him up the line, and so that's going to be an error on Gottschalk, and now runners at the corners as that allowed Grand Force to go to third on the air. And so already 2 across here in the Moose Lake half of the 6th inning. And now with Whited on in the air, there are runners at the corners. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Hunter Halverson, and he had a 2-run double back in that 5th inning. Socket waits to deliver on first pitch with just 1 out. Came on a fielder's choice. Out for that one is Halverson. And again, 2 across here in this half of the inning for Moose Lake as they lead 11-4. Hockett to the plate, and that one a little bit low. And so Hockett now behind here in the count. No, it evens the count, excuse me, at 1 ball and 1 strike with just 1 down in the inning. Hockett comes set with runners at the corners and just 1 down. Halverson will lift this one into center field. Stoltz goes back to make the play. Runner tagging at third. And coming in to score as that one was cut off is Grand Force, the catcher. So 3 across here in the inning for Moose Lake. And that puts it at 3 across here in the inning. And so a 12-4 lead with 2 down after the sacrifice fly. For Halverson, we go back to the top of the order. And Teddy Ryan, who started the day on the mound but was chased early by the Monarchs. Hockett throws over, but Whited is going nowhere. Whited on at first. Offering from Hockett. A little bit wide of the zone, and it's a ball and a strike. 2 down. Here's the 1-1. This one hammered into the gap down into center field. It gets past Stoltz out there in center on a tough hop. He'll quickly get it back in. But that one is going to put runners at second and third with 2 down. As Ryan's on at second. And Brad Fossum will come up, and now Ryan Shippers going to go talk with Hockett out there on the mound. Give him a chance to try and catch his breath here. Is already 3 across in the Moose Lake half of the 6th inning. Scored 8 back in the 5th as Hockett into the windup. And on a first pitch strike. Fossum reached on an error back in the 6th inning. And this one a little bit low and outside. I didn't even counter a ball and a strike. 2 for 4. A run scored and a couple of singles. As this one lifted into left field. That's going to get over the head of Vidstum all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Another run will come in and score on the 2-run double by Brad Fossum. So Ryan and Whited both come in and score. And it's 14-4 in favor of Moose Lake. And now Coach Zimmerman will make his way to the mound. And I believe that's going to do it for Ricky Hockett. And we're going to have a pitching change. So a new pitcher in for the Monarchs. We'll take the break and tell you about the new pitcher after this. As the Monarchs trail by 10 at 14-4. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin, Schumacher, and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Baconrind Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Moose Lake with 5 across here in the top of the 6th inning. And the new pitcher in for the Monarchs will be Chase Worth. He's going to make his first appearance on the mound for the Hayes Monarchs of the summer. Moose Lake with 8 across in the 5th inning. As we work here in the 6th inning already with 5 across, and they lead by 10 at 14-4. Monarchs scored the first run of the ball game there, half of the first. After 3, it was tied at 1. Monarchs then in the 4th got 3 across and led 4-1. But in the top of the 5th, Moose Lake would score 8 runs to go up 9-4. And now they added 5 more here in the 6th inning. And they lead by 10 out of 14-4. So Worth will come in and do the pitching for the Monarchs. And that pitch will be inside. Braden Worth goes back to third. And Gottschalk at second as they swap positions again. And the pitch misses inside. So 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop Carlson. They bot around here in the 6th inning. And Worth misses inside. And so the count now 3 balls and no strikes with runner to second and third, or rather a runner out there at second. And a Worth pitch missed inside. And so a 4-pitch walk to Carlson, and now runners at first and second. So the 10th man to come to the plate in this ball game, or here in this inning, and the 6th will be Janke, the third baseman, walked to lead off the inning, came around to score as a couple of runs scored in a 2-for-3 day, and he swings and misses at the first pitch as the runner lead from first and second. Worth on a pitch that is checked. But Jenke held up in time, and the pitch misses up, and it evens the count on a ball and a strike. They do check down, but they say he didn't go. With runners leading from first and second, and that pitch will miss inside. So it's 2 balls and a strike. Monarchs trailing 14-4. They're in the top of the 6th inning. And Worth misses on that pitch as well. And so it's 3 balls and a strike. Bruce Lake already with 5 across here in this inning. Worth will come to the plate, and he walked him. So back-to-back walks given up by Worth. So he's the 4th pitcher for the Monarchs today. And the bases are loaded for Wyatt Lample. Worth will come set, and the pitch to the second baseman is a little bit low. Lample singled in this inning, doubled in the 5th and the 2nd, and scored twice. Here's a pop fly. It is high on the infield, and making the play is Hockett, who went back to short. So that'll do it for Moose Lake in this half inning. They played 5 runs and lead 14-4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Nex-Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitston Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs half of the 6th inning. We'll see Chase Romey, Cameron Schmidt, and Ricky Hockett do up here as Romey the catcher. Monarchs trailing by 10 at 14-4. Had a 4-1 lead, but Moose Lake has really fought their way back into it. Scoring 8 in the 5th as Romey will ground this one to the shortstop. Carlson took a bad hop on him, but he fielded it and threw it on. He just kind of smothered it and was able to rifle onto first for the first down of the here of this 6th inning. So 1 down, Cameron Schmidt up. I mentioned Moose Lake, they score 8 in their 5th inning, go up 9-4, add 5 more in the 6th inning, and lead 14-4. Hayes Monarch American Legion Baseball brought to you in part this afternoon by Schwartz and Park Law at 1401 Main in downtown Hayes. As the first pitch a ball to the Monarch right fielder Cameron Schmidt. 1 for 2. He does have a double and a run scored back in the 4th inning as he's ahead here in the count. 2 balls and no strike. Monarch Baseball also brought to you by Hayes Chevrolet. Discount Siding and Supply. And there's a pitch in there for a strike. And so the count now 2 balls and a strike with 1 down for Cameron Schmidt. That one misses away, and so it's 3 balls and now a strike. Ricky Hockett waiting in the on-deck circle. Monarchs got a win earlier today, 7-2. Trail by 10 as this one will be lifted into the outfield, and that was actually a Chase Worth who came in to pitch his last time up, so his first at bat will be a fly out to right center field for out number 1. or for out number 2 here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up the shortstop Hockett. He 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Drove in a run and scored back in the 4th inning. And they'll go after the first one and foul it down the first base line. First baseman Fossum couldn't quite get to it. Monarch Baseball also brought to you in part by Northwestern Printers, Edward Jones, Daryl Jeff, and Linda Seibel, Golden Corral Buffet and Grill and Hayes, and Cleary Buildings Representative Alex Green. Hockett waits on the 0-1 pitch, and he'll foul this one. Down the first base line into right field. It couldn't hang on, or couldn't track it down, rather. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. Wait on a new baseball to come from right field. Our game also brought to you in part by Walk-In Chiropractic on Centennial Plaza in Hayes. Jennifer Johnson, Realtor for Williams Real Estate. Cathodic Systems Company. Classic Quality Body Shop. USAFE Pharmacy of Hayes and Gibbs Auto Supply. Here's the 0-2 to Hockett. It's inside. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. And that'll miss inside, and it evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Monarchs with 2 down here, trailing in this 6th inning by 10 at 14-4. Hockett, a little check swing to the shortstop. And the throw on gets away from the first baseman. Hockett took a big wide turn at first, but we'll get back to the bag as Carlson bounced that one over. And so Hockett will reach on the air by the shortstop. With 2 down here in the 6th inning, we'll go to the top of the order for Liam Stoltz. Stoltz had an RBI double in the 4th inning. Reached on an error and came around to score in the first. 1 for 3. As he swings over the top of that first pitch. Just behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Hockett on at first after reaching on the air. Here's the pitch, chopped to the second baseman, who will tag the base, take it to center himself. And so that is going to do it. Monarchs will suffer their first loss of this tournament here in pool play. They're going to fall by the score of 14-4 in 6 innings. And so the Monarchs will have to await their fate tomorrow to figure out what happens in the game between the Rams from Post 8 and Moose Lake. And of course, that game will be the very last game of pool play. So we won't know the outcome of that game until tomorrow afternoon as the Monarchs go 1-1 in pool play. And so if the Rams were able to find a way to pick up a win here tomorrow over this Moose Lake team, then we'd have to go to a tiebreaker. But so far, Moose Lake in the driver's seat, and the Monarchs now waiting on tomorrow after going 1-1 today. And again, that final game in pool play will be at 11:30 tomorrow morning between Rancho Post 8 out of Nevada and Moose Lake, this Minnesota team. And so we won't know until tomorrow afternoon whether the Monarchs will play in bracket play as the runner-up here of Pool B or Pool D rather or not. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow to figure out if the Monarchs play or not. So again, the Monarchs go 1-1 in pool play, losing here in the final game by 10, 14-4 in 6 innings this afternoon. So that's going to wrap it up here. Of course, the Monarchs will wait and see who they play tomorrow, or if they play tomorrow, and that will again be if they were to play tomorrow in bracket play. So the Monarchs go 1-1 in pool play and await their fate tomorrow. They lose 14-4 to the Moose Lake Outlaws out of Minnesota. This is Hayes Monarchs American Legion Baseball.